Good morning. It is Monday, November 2nd, and this is the start of the second week of distance learning for me. I was in person and hybrid kind of a model, and now my whole class is 100% remote. But last week was the first week, and let me take you on this journey, on this roller coaster ride with me, because I don't even know. I tried to vlog last Monday, the first day of remote learning, and my microphone was broken. So then I tried to vlog on Wednesday with my lapel mic, and also it wasn't working. I was just like so mad at the whole process. But I do think it was kind of a blessing in disguise, because last week was really fun and really great, but it did take a lot of work for me to make sure that my remote classroom and everything was running smoothly. So I'm kind of glad I wasn't preoccupied with editing at night, because I did have to work a lot more than my contract hours to make sure I had everything in place. But I'm glad I did that last week, because this week everything is in place and it should be running very smoothly. I can give you a little update. Last week did run very smoothly as well. There was one time I forgot kids in a breakout room, and there was one time that a student had the wrong link, but that was it. Like, for an entire week, only two small little hiccups. I'm grateful. I'm honestly just like so shocked that there wasn't anything more, but it is about 7:10, or now probably 7:15, and I need to make sure that I hop to my computer and just make sure that everything looks good. But I do have about 30 minutes. So I'm gonna shower and get dressed, and then I will see you all after. I just showered, hence the water all over my shirt, but that's okay. I'm about to start my day. In the morning, I have like a whole school meeting, and then my morning meeting, and then I start my entire day of like class after class after class after class until about noon, where I have a break for about 45 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour, depending, before I sit back down, prep for my afternoon classes, which we have two whole group classes in the afternoon. Then I have a little time to like do my data, make sure I have all of that set up. My paras and I all check in on our data, and then I usually have meetings from like 3 to 4. So it's a packed day, but the really good thing is that my students do the same lesson a few days in a row. Sometimes I keep the same lesson for the entire week because they all need the repetition, and occasionally I add in new stuff, but for the most part, it's all set. That's the Amazon Prime truck that just dropped off my package. I'll check it out later. I'm going to sit down and teach my classes, and then on my lunch break, I will be able to kind of walk you through and show you kind of the things that I have in place. Hello everyone, I just took my headset off, so now I have a line through my hair, but I got through the first part of my day, and so now I get to kind of walk you through everything. This is my lunch break, so I'm, not working, so I can talk on the camera, but I do want some time to eat my lunch. So I want to kind of take you through my example schedule and show you some of the stuff that we've been working on today. I think how I'm going to do it is I'm going to share my screen. I know that sounds so weird, but I'm definitely going to take you through everything on Zoom. I think that's the easiest way. And then kind of talk to you and walk you through exactly what I'm doing. But there's a lot of stuff that I've been putting into place, but I do want to say, and I feel like I might have said this earlier, I brought a bunch of stuff from my classroom home, and this is like my office space, but also I've been printing free. Like, everything is free. I go on Boom every day and look for free things. I print almost everything off of Teachers Pay Teachers, which is free. I've talked about this a bunch of times, but I have a subscription to Super Teacher worksheets, and that's like $22 for the whole year. And so basically it's free because I already bought it in July, I think. And so everything I do is free. I go on the free Sherlock Center website and find adapted books that I read for free. Or when I'm reading books, I honestly go to YouTube and play a read aloud book for them. Like, everything I do costs very little money. Overall, I feel like teaching, especially today, I felt really creative. I felt like I was reaching my students. I was finding ways to make sure that they could access everything, a lot of stuff I was making. So I really felt like I was in my element of teaching kids one-on-one and teaching them really specific content. But you know, it changes day to day, week to week. So we'll see what happens. But let me turn this over and show you all some of my stuff. So here we are, and I'm going to try and share as much as I possibly can with you. So, oh my gosh, let me move my face. I don't know what you're seeing, but it's not cute. So this is an example schedule that I made for myself, just to kind of show you all what this looks like. Let me see if I can fix it. Perfect. Okay, perfect. So every morning we have a school meeting that goes at 7:45, and then that's for all kids and staff. And then our school day really starts around 8. So I always have a morning meeting. And then I see kids back to back to back. So you can see I see some kids for math, some kids for reading, all the way until my break at 12. And that goes every day. Wednesdays we have half days. So, but something that's really amazing for me is that my paras have a really similar schedule. So a lot of my students we front loaded to the morning, which was really helpful for them and for their families, and for all the services that they receive. So my paras are working super hard. They're teaching kids in the morning as well. And that has been honestly really, really helpful for me. And so their schedules look exactly the same. And so our whole group classes are really just this morning meeting time. And then we have a science group and our writing group all together. And then after that, we take some time to write out the notes and put in the data and communicate with families and the rest of our team. So in reading, I've been trying to do a lot of stuff. So today in reading, all the first graders read this book, which is Why Voting Matters and Why People Should Vote, or Why Should People Vote? Oh my gosh, I can't read. So it just kind of goes through like a lot of different things, and that was really, really helpful. And also the other day we were reading Big Red Lollipop, and so I have a few students who are they're not able to necessarily read the book, but I read it with them and we kind of discuss it, and I'm able to kind of ask them different types of questions and talk about the story, and that's been really, really great. For our morning meeting, we use a mix of my slides and slides from Simply Special Ed, only because the calendar books that my kids have are from Simply Special Ed, and so it's been really, really helpful. One thing that I did do was I made this calendar really quick, so it'll have the greeting, and then in the slideshow as I go down, when we're done with the greeting, there'll be an X, and then after we do the calendar, and then there'll be another X. So that's been really helpful for me and for the kids to continue, because then they can see, kind of like in the regular class, that we had a schedule and we're following it. And yeah, that's been really awesome. So I found this science unit about weather, and it was all on Google Slides. And so it has a lot of interactive pieces. Like for example, here you can kind of match the clothes or whatever. That was the wrong match, but you get what I'm doing, and vocabulary match. And so I really liked this format because I could do a whole group. I could have some kids answer questions when I called on them. Other kids could type out their answers. And yeah, I felt like this was really good. And then I could, within this slideshow, I could add a slide, which I've been doing, adding slides and then inserting a video. So you can insert a YouTube video, and then you can have that in your slideshow, so you don't have to go between different tabs. That's been really helpful. So I really liked this format, so I've been making my own. What else? Oh, for reading, this was shared with me from someone else, so I'm really grateful that they already owned it. But we've been talking about fiction and nonfiction for some of my students, and so we started it today, and then we're going to kind of finish it tomorrow. But what counts as fiction, what counts as nonfiction. So my school has a subscription to Reading A to Z. And so you can either print the books or you can do projectable books. And so now that we are like all doing remote, I've been using a lot of the projectable books, because then I can, again, share my screen and we can read through the books, and I don't have to always use my document camera for everything. This is from Made For Me Literacy, but I just wanted to show an example that almost every class I use Boom almost exclusively. Something else I want to share is I do use my document camera. So I do use my document camera. So here it is set up. I'll show it in a video sometime. It's right next to me on my desk. So I put a lot of stuff here. So I will like write on here all the time if I want to. For writing, we've been doing these guided drawings from the Moffat girls, I think is what they're called. Yeah, the Moffat girls. This was given to me by another teacher, so again, didn't buy it. But every day we do a different guided drawing, and let me see if I can zoom out. See? So you can see. So I'll like do it, and then we'll follow like the sentence frame down here, and then I'm able to kind of differentiate because this is a whole group lesson, so some of my kids will have to write more sentences on the back of the paper, but for the most part we kind of go through this. They get time to like color it, and I ask that they turn or they kind of move their screen downward so I can see how they're holding their pencil. I always record those lessons because then I can send it to the OT and I can send it to whoever needs to see it. But the kids are doing a really great job of trying to hold their pencil, and some of them, all they can do is color or make squiggles, and that's good enough for me because they're still present. And then some of my students that are a bit higher level can take these word bank words and they can make their sentences, and we can do it all together. So that has been going really well. So that was a lot of stuff. I just wanted to show you as much as possible. There's a few things that I didn't really mention in this little video clip that I want to mention now. I kind of touched on the idea of paraprofessionals, but they're doing a lot for me. If you want a more in-depth video about paraprofessionals and how I'm using mine during remote learning, let me know because I can totally make that video for you in the next couple weeks. But one thing that I have been doing is, I can't really show it to you because it has kids' names on it, but I did make a Google form that has like the date, the kid, the subject, an area for like notes of what the kid did, how engaged they were from like a 1 to 5 scale, that type of thing. Then my paras, every day after they teach a kid, they log on to that Google form, they fill it out so that I can get the information without having to like text them or call them, and I kind of can get the, you know, the general data, but also the anecdotal notes. That has been like a game changer, and I actually have report cards and progress reports coming up in the next couple weeks, and so that will be really helpful for me because I won't have to keep asking them for stuff. Hi everyone. A lot has happened in like 2 hours. So I finished up work and then I changed my clothes. I went for a walk. It was very, very cold outside. The temperature right now is like 38 degrees. But I love walking, and I've been walking every day since working from home, and it has been, I don't even know, like one of my favorite parts of the day. I put my headphones on, I listen to my podcast, which I normally would listen to my podcasts on my commute, and I'm really sad because I'm now not commuting. So there are like 3 or 4 episodes of things that I have not been able to keep up with. So my walks are very, very vital. But yeah, I walked and then I came back and I cooked dinner. We have a meal kit, a meal subscription kit, and that honestly has been so helpful for me. I did want to end this video by talking a little bit about the boundaries that I've put in place for myself this school year to kind of help me. I talk a little bit about this on Instagram, so if you follow me on Instagram, then you've seen me talk about this a bunch, and a lot of it kind of stemmed from last year where I felt like I had no boundaries and no separation, especially in the middle of the absolute insane time, which is actually like a year ago today when everything started to crumble at my old job. Wow, that's so crazy. Oh my gosh, I'll never forget. It was like beginning of November 2019 when some stuff happened. Oh my gosh, like look at this year. Wow, I'm a whole year past some of that stuff and I feel like a new person. Okay, I feel like a new person, and the main reason I feel like a new person is because I did put some really big boundaries in place. Over the summer, I'm like a big journaler, processor type of person. So I wrote out a lot of stuff that I loved about last year and a lot of stuff that I didn't. And I wrote down a ton of things that I wanted to work on, grow in, all of that stuff. And one of the big things I wanted to work on was my boundaries. And so first boundary was that I would finish work on time. And there are some times that you just can't, like last week transitioning to distance learning, there were days I couldn't, there just wasn't enough hours in the day. But I would try to only do an additional hour or an additional 45 minutes, and I would set myself a timer so that I wouldn't be working all night. So that has really saved me. And now even, working from home, I do, it's 4:15, 4:30, I have an alarm that goes off that says, you know what, if I was in person, I would not be working right now. I would be in my car on my way home listening to my podcast. So you know what, Braylon, you need to get up, you need to put your shoes on, you need to go for your walk with your podcast and get some separation. The other big thing is that I have to move my body every day. So today I biked, but some days I go for a run. Some days I'm on the elliptical, which is right over here. Some days I, go for a walk or something like that. The third big boundary, or not even boundary, just self-care thing that I have taken really seriously this year, especially since the summer, was seeing someone every day. So sometimes I walk and just say hi to some of my best friends. They all kind of live in this neighborhood on this side of the city. So I'll walk and say hi to them. Sometimes I FaceTime some of my friends. That has really helped. There's usually only 1 or 2 days in the week where I don't at least spend a good 30 to 45 minutes seeing someone. And obviously socially distant with a mask, far apart outside, come on. But it's still been really helpful for my soul to be able to move my body, see my friends, eat good food, and leave work on time. I'm going to be honest, I think the biggest boundary I set for myself is I don't want any carryover from work to my personal life. So there are a few things in that. One is I don't really want my coworkers to be my friends. Sorry, they're nice people and they're awesome people and they are my friends, quote unquote. And the longer I work with them, the more I'd want to be their friend, but I don't want them to be my friend group. I don't want to spend any fun event with them necessarily because I want my work in my life to be different. And my best friends, I don't need my coworkers and my friends because I have friends. And that helps me a lot because I'm not carrying anything over. It's I really truly get a separation from what I do to my life. And I feel for most teachers, teaching is their identity. And I understand that to a certain extent, but I feel my identity is so much more than a teacher. And it's mostly, a friend. And I have a lot of close personal relationships in my life, and a daughter, a sister, so many other things. And I need also time to be creative. And I have never desired my coworkers to be my friend group. And that has really kept my boundaries very clear. It is getting closer to 7 and I really want to watch trash TV. I'm really excited about the garbage that I'm about to consume. I usually watch Jersey Shore on days like this, but I think I'm going to start Florida-Bama Shore, which is what my best friend told me to start watching. And I'm really excited because I just love garbage. I just love the drama, the tea, I just love that stuff, the horrible shows. I'm all for it. So I gotta go. But I love talking to you all. I'm so grateful for you. Maybe another video, let me know if you want other videos that are a bit more candid about my life, or if you want to see vlogs about my real life. I don't always add them in, but I definitely could. And also, it's getting closer to December, so let me know if you want me to start Vlogmas. Let me know if you want me to do it, because I will. And I think it'd actually be kind of fun. I don't know. We'll see. Let me ask on Instagram and see what people think. Ooh, wait. Okay. Ooh, I'm kind of pumped about this. Maybe I'll do it all in November so that I don't have to do anything in December and just hang out. Tea. Okay, let me know if you want me to do Vlogmas. Yeah, or if you want like different types of videos, but I love a good teaching vlog. I love showing you teaching stuff. I love that. That like really butters my croissant. So, yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go watch my TV, but I love you all and I will see you in the next video. Bye.